Okay, so today is a really exciting webinar because you've now signed somebody up. They're starting their 30-day cleanse. Now, how do you launch them so that you're successful in coaching them and they're successful in reaching their goals? That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Susan Sly's 8 steps to success in launching a new associate. And I am really excited about this one because we want to give great service to people because it's great service that's going to keep people motivated to continue on and coming back. So let's just get started with launching a new associate. So here's really the words that I want you to think about, which are called, I am obligated to show you. And this is really something that I want you to keep in the background through this whole exercise of the 8 steps to success, is I am obligated to show you. So launching a new associate. There's 8 steps that we're going to go over during this call. And obviously, the thing that I want to mention is you want to put your own flair to this. You want to put your own spin on it, in that we all have our own personalities. We have our own method of operation, brand, if you want to call it. But we've got to make sure that these 8 steps get followed every time. And we want to keep the main thing, which is prospecting and enrolling, and we want to do each step every time in order to reach our goals. So the first question, and this is step 1, do I have permission to set you up for success? This is the most important thing. This is the magic question. Why do you want to ask this question? You want to ask this question because when they say yes, you're always going to come back to it, right? If they object to adding, say, chocolates into the 30-day program, or they object to doing something along the way, you're going to come back and say, you know what, Pam, remember how I asked you if you would give me permission to set you up for success? This is not doing that. So you always can come back and revisit it. So it's really important to ask this question to set them up for success. It also allows you to ask them, great, who else do you know that you can do this with? Because what I have found is that when people do this with a group of people, they're more successful. In fact, there was a study that was done that found when you do it with 2 people specifically, you get greater results. So it's all about setting them up for success and then asking them, who else can we do this with? The next step is to show them you plus 2, them plus 2. So why we want to show this, and it comes back to that I'm obligated. So if you feel uncomfortable talking about this, if you don't want to say it, what you want to do is you want to say, I'm obligated to show you this because there is a time crunch. There are some dates that you have to meet this at to really get the maximum amount of money, and I don't want you to miss out on it and later find out. So you plus 2, them plus 2 is simply you enrolling 2 people and us helping your 2 people enroll 2 people. Now what happens when that gets done is a lot of things. First of all, you're going to get some great rewards. So if you enroll 2 people in the same calendar week, what's exciting about it is you're going to make some money for referring them to Isogenics, which is the referral and reward program. And you're also going to get $50 for becoming a consultant. And that is where you really want to be if you want to take advantage of the residual income stream in this company. Now, if you help your 2 people enroll 2 people so they become consultants and get some of their money back as well, what's exciting is you're going to get $100 for each of them. So that's $200 plus, and this is why I'm obligated to tell you this, is if you do this in the first 30 days, you are going to get an extra $250. So by helping 2 people get started on a 30-day program, and they in turn help 2 people get started, so we're talking 6 people here, you could make $600 in your first month. I wanted to make sure you knew that because you need to do this in the first 30 days to get that extra $250. Now, that being said, you can certainly do this at any time and earn that income back. So if you don't do it in the first 30 days, you're still entitled to getting $350 for doing that same thing. You also want to share with them ACMDE. If you do not know and feel comfortable doing this, I'm going to go over it very quickly here, but Lynn Hagedorn on YouTube does a great 18-minute video on ACMDE, so please make sure to check that out. So when you enroll, you're an associate. When you become a consultant, which is you plus 2, so you've enrolled and 2 people below you, that's 3 people, you're going to get $50. When you become a manager, just as we talked about, that's 6 people in that 30 days, you plus 2, them plus 2, you're going to make $250 for becoming that crystal manager. We've also got a director position. That's the next rank in this business. We're talking 18 people, that's it. It's you plus 2, them plus 2, 3 times. And if you can do that in 90 days, you're going to get an extra $750. Amazing. And lastly, we have executive. Executive is you plus 2, them plus 2, 5 times. That's 10 consultants, 5 on your left, 5 on your right. And if you can do that in 6 months, that's an extra $1,000. And we're just simply talking 30 people using the products. So if that is something that you think you can do or are interested in, let me know, because I'd love to get your product for free. I'd love to help you get some of these rewards and rebates back. And again, the reason I told you about this right away, even though you may not be interested in it, is there are timelines, and I'm obligated to share it with you. You see? So you can always go back to I'm obligated to. And sometimes you can mention, and you mentioned to me that I have permission to set you up for success. And as far as I'm concerned, setting you up for success is making sure you know how to get money back and you know how to get your products for free. That takes a lot of pressure off of it for those people that might, at the beginning, feel uncomfortable talking about the money. Right? So associate, consultant, manager, director, executive. Know the numbers, right? 6 people, 18 people, 30 people. Step 3 is the welcome email. Now, there's a couple things that I want to mention about the welcome email. First of all is that you really only want to CC about 2 to 3 people on this welcome email, because by you CCing 50 people, 25 people, your whole team, unless you have designated key people to return the email, most people will not respond to that because they'll just think other people are. Plus, if they've just started, not everybody wants 20 emails from people because they're just starting a 30-day cleanse. It might be overwhelming. So I strongly recommend just emailing a few key people that can connect with that person. You also want to make sure to get them into the Facebook groups. Right? So whether it's ISA Body Accountability for product, if it's the Spirit Run for product, which is our team one, ISA Power for business, MIT, which is Pam Barnum and Kevin Barnum's Facebook group for business, want to get them attached to there. There's going to be, the welcome letter is going to be kind of 2-part. One, there's going to be a private component that's just their codes that get sent to them. So welcome, I'm so glad you've done this, here's your login information. And then there's the welcome email that you can CC everybody else. And on that welcome email, there's a few key things that you want to make sure you have on it. And that welcome email could say, as promised, here are some vital websites you need for your journey. You could have ISA product on there, Isogenics business, and perhaps, this website. So have a few key ones on it. You can make sure you've got Dr. Ina's number for cleansing questions. It's listed right there. That way they can call in if they have questions. Okay, so that's the welcome email, and that can really be sent out right away. The next is the welcome call, and this is where you're going to welcome someone to Isogenics, and it's really about maximizing their success. And so you can do a welcome call with one-on-one. I recommend a 3-way call for the welcome call, or you can do it by joining the team call. Janie Snellgrove, our team, we do team welcome calls where you can hop on, and it's a 15-minute call to welcome everybody. Number 5 is to walk them through the website or their back office. And this is important because you want to show them a few key things. You want to show them how to place an order. You want to show them, obviously how to log in. You want to show them how to manage their auto ship, change their auto ship. You're going to want to show them where to find the number to call Isagenix and the chat, the online chat button. So if they have a question, they can certainly go there and do that. You want to show them where the tutorials are so they can see how to enroll somebody, how to manage their auto ship, how to change their order right on the website. I also like to show them events, and simply I just say, here's the event button. There's a lot of great events in Isagenix that are information-based, business-based, and you can find out about the events right in this back office right here. You can then show them their tree. Very important. So you just go to team. When they're hovering over team, I say, okay, here's view team, commissions, and view your team. So you see the tree, commissions, team, and when they're hovering over it, I just mention, okay, now we're going to take a look at your tree, and this commissions area is if you refer anybody to Isagenix, they give you a thank you rebate for the referral. That's where you'll see the payment come in. And here's where you have your team. So if you enroll anybody, you'll be able to see that these are the people that you've enrolled. Now let's just click on View Tree. Scroll down, and we show them their tree. And it can be something very simple, like here you are in your tree, there's a left side, a right side. You know, sometimes it's fun to go back and check it out periodically because you'll see that people all of a sudden start getting accumulated below you, because that's how this business works. It's all about community, about a team approach. So it's sometimes really fun. And I use an example. You know, I've had where I've shown people their tree a year later and they've had, 500 people under them. Now, if you're lucky enough to go back to the tree when you're showing them this in their first initial walkthrough and there's already people under the tree, that's when it's also very exciting, because the person says, wow, how did that person get under me? I didn't enroll anybody. And that's a great segue to introduce and explain a little bit about our compensation plan. You don't need to go into the whole details. It's just about, yes, that's how our compensation works. It's a team approach. These people were enrolled because they're above you, and they only have two sides to build as well, and so you'll see more and more people get added below you over time. The next thing we want to do is make sure they take their measurements. Make sure they take all of them, not one. People sometimes just take their waist. No, let's get all the measurements done, especially for the females. Get their pictures, make sure they're registered for IsaBody. Go over the health questions and goals if that's not already done. And really make sure that they understand why to do the before pictures. And if they have no concern over the business, then I have to mention it's very motivating to get your inches done and see your picture, so that as you are reaching your goals, you can see where you've come from. In the business, it's important to have those before and after pictures that they can share with people. IsaBodyChallenge.com is also a great website that you can go to, and they have a lot of tips, ideas, and all of that. If you're wondering about how to take measurements, you could just take a look at the YouTube video that's on our website, just right under here, and you'll be able to watch how to take the measurements. Number 7 is to make sure they watch the video at isaproduct.com. So if you go to isaproduct.com, then you'll be able to see under coaching information, there is an area there where they can watch a shake day, a cleanse day. They can download the PDFs for everything, meal ideas, all of that sort of thing is all right there. So make sure that they've watched the video. And I have people do that right away. So if I'm on the call, say, okay, log in to isoproduct.com. I want you to watch the short video. Then when your box arrives, let me know and we'll talk on the phone. So then step 8 is to open the box with them. And with this, you're just going to want to make sure everything's in the box. They know what to do with everything. They've got a handle on it. Sometimes using a Sharpie marker to just outline morning, afternoon, how much, 2 scoops, 1 scoop of everything is, then you can go ahead and do that. So that's the next step of the 8th step, is to open the box with them. So Susan Sly mentions that if everybody goes through these 8 steps to success, you really have a strong case that they're going to become consultants, they're going to become great product users, and they're going to really, grasp on to the Isagenix products and possibly business. So my biggest tip I would say to you is every step, every time. You want to get into the habit of every step, every time, and teaching your people to do the exact same. If you have any questions about the 8 steps to success, I'm always here to help out, and I'm always here to do those welcome calls, 3-way calls to help you when you're welcoming new team members in. And I also am happy to be CC'd on anybody to welcome them into Isagenix and to really share support when needed during cleansing.